Hey Energy Campers, we are going to make an anemometer. Now an anemometer is an instrument that is used to measure wind speed. Now in talking about energy, one of the ways to produce electricity is through wind power and using windmills and wind turbines to generate electricity. So somebody might want to use an anemometer to measure wind speed in a particular area to make sure you have enough wind to generate power. So this is what our finished product is going to look like when we are all done. And we'll be able to take it outside and see how fast the wind is blowing based on how fast this is turning. Now, you can see that I have some small cups on here that are different colors right now, but if you have some small cups that are all the same color, what you might want to do is take one of them and make it a different color, maybe green or red or something like that, so that every time your anemometer spins, you can count the number of times that that particular cup goes around. And obviously, the more times that cup goes around, the faster the wind is going. And the faster the wind is going, the more ideal that location would be for things like a wind farm and wind turbines. So we got a couple of simple materials for this one. I'm going to take a pencil. I've got 2 strips of cardboard. They're about 1 inch wide and about 8 inches long. I've got 4 small paper cups, paper clip, and I'm using a stapler. Now a stapler is probably going to make this the easiest way to attach all of this, but if you need to use a piece of tape or something like that, that would work as well. I'm going to start out by attaching my 2 pieces of cardboard. I'm going to try to make a T out of my pieces of cardboard here. I want to try and get 2 staples in here, 1 on each side here, because when my anemometer is spinning, I don't want this to be loosely spinning around. I want this part to stay tight. So I've put 2 staples, 1 here and 1 here. I don't want to go directly in the center because that's where I'm going to attach with my paper clip. So I'm going to leave that center part clear, but get this just well enough so that that is snug together. So my 4 paper cups here. You can use slightly larger cups, but if you use a larger cup, you might need to use slightly bigger pieces of cardboard so that they don't run into each other. So I'm going to take these and attach at the end of each of the arms of my cardboard piece here. Okay, so as I'm going around here, it's very important if each of these cups is catching the wind blowing, which will make this spin, that I have to have all of these facing in the same direction. If I don't have them all facing in the same direction, when the wind is blowing, it might go one way and then stop and turn the other way. Well, that's not going to help us measure the wind speed. So I need to make sure that when I'm doing this, I make sure they're all going in the same direction. So if this one is facing to my left or to your right, when I come around and do this next one, it also needs to face in that same direction. So I'll go ahead and I'll staple my second cup on there. Okay, so you see here, this one was facing in this direction, as is this one, and we'll continue to put our others on facing the same direction, again, to use the cup to capture the force of the wind so that we can adequately measure and accurately measure how fast the wind is blowing. Okay, so there we have our 4 small paper cups attached, each facing in the same direction. Now, we need to give this a way to spin. So I'm going to open up, I'm just going to take the back side of a paper clip here and I'm going to open it up. I can leave this other part swirled together. I'm going to open up just that one piece there. Now I'm going to push this through the center of my T right here. Now, if you're having a tough time getting it through there, maybe taking a pen or something like that might be an easy way to do it. You might want to ask Mom and Dad for help here. You want to be careful not to poke yourself with this as it's going through. And it'll just kind of depend on how thick your cardboard is also and how easily that'll go through there. But I'm able to get that through with a little twist there for myself here. And then I'm going to press this through the cap of my eraser so that it will hold it in place. So now this will be able to spin freely, and I might need to tip this up and out of the way there. So if I were to blow on this right now to mimic the wind, I can see that each of these cups will catch my me blowing at this, or if I were outside, it would catch the wind. And depending on how fast the wind is blowing will determine how quickly this goes around. And again, we spoke in the beginning about possibly making one of these cups a different color so you can keep track of how many times it goes around and determine when the wind is blowing faster. So here you have a homemade anemometer which we would use to keep track of wind speed.